Hey folks, welcome back to the Mind of Matter YouTube channel. Today's a sad day for me as I'm putting our beloved Model 3, aka Bluey, up for sale. I know it's sad, but it's time. Our family's growing and we just bought an EV9 and I think it's just time to let a smaller car go. Keep in mind, if you've been following the channel for a long time, this car was never intended as a daily driver. I bought it as a third car back when we had a gas BMW and a gas 4Runner. This was supposed to be like a summer car, something I would just use for short trips around town. But my wife and I completely fell in love with it, and we ended up driving this more than any other car by far. So we sold the BMW, sold the 4Runner, took this, but it's only rear-wheel drive, which for Illinois, you know, might not be the best option for a family car. And with my wife driving in the snow and stuff, I wanted not only all-wheel drive, but also a larger car for our growing family, a third row for the nieces, nephews, grandparents, and school run, things like that. So it's time we let our Model 3 go. I'm going to show you around the car a little bit, but before I do, you should know the frunk is spotless. Very important. We love the frunk. One of the best features of the car. All right, here's the details. It's a 2018 Model 3 long-range rear drive. So this is the mile muncher. If you're taking a Tesla on a road trip, this is one of the ones you want, if not the one you want. Rear drive means more efficiency, less weight, but it's still got the big battery for 310 miles of range. You can check my channel out and note that I recently did a battery health test. There's a video on that on my channel, and it came back, I think it was 87%. You can check the video and make sure, which means super healthy battery. No worries in terms of the battery health, and it's been a fantastic car for us the entire time we've owned it. Not only is there a frunk, there's tons of trunk space as well. It's very roomy in here, especially for a car this size. It goes way back there. And there's also this subfloor. You can put more stuff in, and even a little cubby down here. Lots of room in there. I'll show you the interior here too. Back seat, it's decent, but it's just not, you know, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm 6'5". My kids are growing up to be equally large, and there's just not a lot of room in here. So that's why we bought the EV9. It's basically the minivan of EVs, right? This one cleans up okay. There are a few issues I want to point out. This door handle chrome is starting to peel, and it's somewhat sharp. So I put some tape on there just to stop anyone from getting cut. The door still works fine. And if you don't know how to open a Model 3 door, you push it in like this and then pull. Nothing wrong with the functionality of the door. It's just cosmetic. This is probably a cover or something. But the interior is quite nice. I've got these rubber floor mats in here just to protect it after I've cleaned it up, but you can see the carpet's in good shape. Door panels are all in good shape. Dash is in good shape. The screen works great. This has full self-driving capable, and it also has autopilot, advanced autopilot, I believe. So you can use this thing almost as a hands-free car. It does ask you to check in every once in a while and make sure that you're still awake, but it's a very good car when it comes to long trips. As I said, we've taken this car all over. It's been to Canada, it's been to Boston twice, I think. It's been to Wisconsin many times. It's just been all over. It's just a fantastic car to road trip in, and it's going to be sad to see it go. So what else can I say about the car? It's in pretty good shape, like I said. I just cleaned it up. Let's think about, known flaws. So you can see, how do I show it? I think if I start driving the car. By the way, if you're not familiar with Teslas, key-free driving. You queue up, you add the car to your phone on the Tesla app, and you just walk into the car and start driving with your foot on the brake, and then you can use the accelerator after that. No key required. If you want, you can use a credit card-sized key card to drive the car that way, or a pin pad on here, but I just use the phone as a key, and it works fantastic. Here's what I wanted to show you. Tire pressure monitoring system fault. About a year ago or so, this popped up. It was around the time I swapped tires around. I bought a winter set of tires, and unfortunately since then this has been on. I did take it into Tesla and they had it fixed for a bit, but then it came back again. This was like a year and a half ago, and frankly it didn't affect driving at all, and I didn't care, so I didn't fix it. But you can see the tire pressures are all good. There is no leaks in the tires. The tires are in great shape actually, and there's no concern from a functional or safety standpoint. It's just some sort of, I don't know, sensor issue. Maybe if they swap sensors on one of the wheels or something, that would come back. But they all show correct, and they all show updated recently. So no functional problem there. So we've got the door handle. We've got the TPMS system fault. There's a couple of scratches on this car, more than a couple probably. On the trunk, there's like, most of this is dirt. Yeah, the trunk's not that bad. There's a few little scratches and blemishes. Then we've got this, a tent, what would you call it, a easy up tent, blew away and hit our car, unfortunately. So I touched it up so it doesn't rust or anything, and it won't get any worse, but it's a bit of a blemish. The wheels are slightly scuffed up here and there, just from curbing. Apologies for that. And then the only other major blemish is like here, there's like a little wrinkle on the front bumper here. Yeah, you can see it. And then just various tiny scratches and dents, nothing major. That's just dirt on there. I guess the car wash didn't get it very well. So nothing too bad, and if you see spots there, that's just wet spots attracting dirt and dust as I drive around. Everything else in the car, oh, one more thing. The passenger side seat adjustment is missing its little button. See, this is a button here. This one popped off before I bought it. Never fixed it because it still works fine. You can see the seat still reclines and goes up and down normally. It's just the cosmetic thing. You can replace that if you want. I never did. Brakes are in great shape. Tires are in great shape. Look at that tread depth. As you know, with regen braking, you don't really use the brakes much on Teslas, but it is fast. If you've never driven a Model 3 before, it is fast. Like, it's an animal. So if you're not used to that, you're in for a treat if you come test drive it. What else? 161,000 miles on it, but you wouldn't know it. Drives fantastic. If you're interested, hit me up. You can message me here on YouTube or on TikTok. You can message me at my email, which I'll put in the description below. And I'm happy to field any questions or have you come on and check it out. Or reminisce with me about all the time I've had with this car and how much I'm gonna miss it. But it does drive great, so you can buy it with confidence. It'll get you anywhere across the country with Tesla charging, or if you want CCS charging, it works with CCS charging as well. And it charges fast and road trips fast. I think now it's time for a test drive, and I'll just show you that everything works and drives excellently. All right, so I put my foot on the brake, just in case you've never driven a Model 3 before. That, quote unquote, starts the car. TPMS sensors on, of course, so there's that, like I mentioned. Foot on the brake, push this panel down here, this stalk. That shifts the car into drive. And silent movement. All you hear is the tires in this rough parking lot. Very little wind noise, or of course no engine noise in this car. Sometimes you can hear the electric motor, which I kind of like. It's like a whirring sound, like a spaceship. But this car would be great as a commuter car, whether around the city or even into different states. Super efficient, and if you can charge at home especially, or maybe charge at work for cheap or free, it's like pennies per mile. It's so cheap to drive cars this efficiently. It's just so cheap. I would guess roughly a third or a quarter of the price of gas per mile, which is awesome. This one, as you can see, I've got listed pretty cheap, so it's not even something where you have to decide, do I want to spend the money on an EV versus gas? It works great. Oh, let me tap the stalk real quick and I'll show you self-driving. So I tapped the stalk down twice. See the rainbow road right here? That means it's driving itself. and in a few minutes it'll probably yell at me to say touch the wheel. But right now my feet are off the pedal, my hands are off the wheel, and it's driving itself. It'll slow down for this F-150 right here. See the blue light saying flash, you know, saying please touch the wheel, make sure you're still awake. So I jiggle the wheel a little bit and it keeps driving. But you can be very confident that Autopilot works really well. When we've had the full self-driving demos that Tesla provides periodically, we tried FSD. It was fun. It worked surprisingly well, especially the latest version. But we did not spring for it. It was not something we wanted to spend money on. And this thing drives so well on Autopilot, especially on the highway, that we don't even think we need it. I mostly use Autopilot just for taking a fatigue break on the highway, tap the stalk a couple times, stretch my legs, look around a little bit, and then get back into it if I want to drive manually after that. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. Again, this car's for sale. Email or contact me on TikTok or YouTube, and I will be in touch. Make me an offer. Don't be shy. The worst I'll say is no thank you and counter offer. So please reach out, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, 3 more things I wanted to mention as I'm driving back. I remembered there are some more scuffs here on the back corner. These have been here since we bought it. Obviously we didn't fix it, but you can see there's some scuff marks and stuff. The other thing I wanted to mention is I love the interface on these cars. You can read all day long about the Tesla UI. It is fantastic, and it also includes an amazing built-in dash cam. If you have a USB drive, you can plug it into the car in the center console, and this camera and the side cameras and the rear camera all become dash cams, which you can use also for Sentry mode. Not just when you're driving, but if you're also parking the car, you can monitor and record and save footage in case anything happens while you're driving or while the car is parked. And that's on top of the amazing interface that this car has. Here's a quick shot of the EV9. We'll probably be doing some videos on this on the channel. We've already got some road trips planned for this. That's a big reason we bought it. So anyway, if you're interested, let me know, and we'll be in touch soon. Thanks, bye.